Yo, what's up guys, hope y'all having a great day. Thank you for watching. Today we're going to talk about freehand bunker disconnectable TCs. And the reason why we're going to do it is because I've seen somebody recently having a struggle session trying to build one. So I'm going to show you how I like to build one, just a really simple way. Later down the road, I'll show you a more advanced one that's like kind of like a Alone in Tokyo style version. But just for now, we're going to do the really easy, simple one. Normally, I use this one because I'm kind of lazy. I just kind of build these just so people can't grief my base while it's weak. I don't even usually put compounds up, especially on weekly servers or even modded servers. I kind of just don't care for them. But that being said, I'll show you how to do the easy one, just so people can't grief your base off rip. And then I'll show you how to do a guardhouse, and just a really simple guardhouse. Everything's going to be really simple today. So we're going to basically build off of this 1x2 base, but I mean, you can build off of whatever footprint that you have. Just practice on a building server. That being said, we're going to build off of here just so it's nice and straight and looks good. But you can actually just put these disconnectable TCs wherever. Just depends on the terrain. Sometimes when you're going to build straight off, the terrain isn't good for it. Just it's not easy to build. So you might just do it randomly, just wherever, just so you can have a TC close enough to your base so people can't grief you. That being said, the terrain's good here, so we're just going to build it like this. And depending on where your TC is in your base, you might have to go 4 to 5 squares off. You want to have at least 4 squares just so the mechanism works. But if it's 5 squares, it's not that big of a deal. This one is probably going to be 5 because it's really close to this TC here. So we'll build off 4 real fast. No, it's still too close. Expect one should do it. Alright, so yeah, it's fine. So when you want to put the TC down, you want to build off 3 triangles. That being said, we're going to go ahead and do it like this. For 2 half walls facing your base, otherwise the mechanism won't work for the disconnectable. And a lot of the times, I don't even have enough to build the bunker. I just put this down early game so people can't grief me. Make sure you always lock your TC, otherwise it kind of defeats the purpose. And a lot of the times, early game, I'll just leave it like this, just because I don't have the material. I just want to have the TC down, and then I'll build back. So if you're not going to have a guardhouse, you kind of want to have this as close to your base as possible, just so it actually works as an disconnectable TC. If you're going to make this a guardhouse, you want to have enough room away from your base for the walls. You don't want people to be able to get into your base, and then like when they want to get out of your compound, just build off your base and jump over the wall. So you don't want it too close to your base if you're going to do compound. But normally, like I said, I don't bother with compounds. So for me, what I would do is I'll make this a triangle. Break this and make this a triangle, and then upgrade these to sheets so they're not easily soft-sided. And then I'll just upgrade all of this, and of course you want to test it to make sure it works. And then you want to upgrade all of this stuff to at least stone. So you do want to have a guardhouse on here. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit closer. You're going to have a compound, but it is what it is. We'll just show you how to do it from here. If you have the shelf facing outward, you're going to want to put like a wooden barricade or some floor spikes here. But I mean, you find those pretty cheap anyway. Like, I mean, I find those wooden barricades, the spiked ones, all the time in boxes. So you just get one and throw it down in front of here. If not, just put the wooden spikes, like I said, the floor spikes. This is a pretty cheap and easy guardhouse. I use it pretty often. I like to make the double doors face inward. That way it's kind of like a little airlock if you have them both open at the same time. I used to put this chain link fence thing here. I can't remember where I saw it from, but I used to use this, and I'd put a turret here. So if I died with one of my doors open, the turret would, shoot out here, or somebody was breaking my compound walls or whatever, I could open this up and it'd shoot them. And also, it could shoot this chain link here. But people kept breaking it. It was pretty easy to break one. Like, if people know there's a turret in here, they can break it with grenades or even mollies. Pretty cheap. So I kind of stopped doing that. I had too many of my turrets get broken. So I ended up just using garage doors here. and not worrying about the turret. But I mean, if you want to put a turret in there and use the chain link fence, that works too. You can also put the turret on top or something like that. It doesn't really matter. You can find a different way to put the turret in here, so it's not that big of a deal if you want to place the turret down. So from here, if you want to put the bunker down, make sure when you upgrade this, there's the conditional model, so you have to rotate it for the model to come up. You want that to be there so there isn't a gap. And you can put a battery in here, or you can put a shelf in here and put, you know, spare loot in here, put a locker. You can do a bunch of stuff with there. Usually I use this for a battery, and I'll put a turret somewhere, and I'll put a solar panel on the roof. But you can do you know, it's whatever. Depends on how your compound's going to be, or even using compound. Sometimes it's nice just to put a shelf in there and some large boxes, so you have some spare loot in case your main base gets raided. You have some stuff to, you know, a couple guns, like, you know, some armor, like maybe a couple hazzies, and some stuff to fix your base. If you guys don't know how to build this bunker, I have a video on how to do it on my channel. But you want this to be 79%. You want to upgrade this to high qual as soon as possible. I mean, you can leave it cheap, but I kind of like to make this high qual. Don't leave it stone, though. It's too easy to break. Usually I open this up, and then I'll put the triangle floor frame here, just so it doesn't break the bunker. And then I'll close it like that. And that way, there'll still be a little gap most of the time, but it's not too big. So this is the most basic disconnectable TC with the guardhouse that I use. This should work out for like 90% of you guys, but later down the road I'll do a more advanced one for you guys that want something a little bit more. That being said, if you guys have any questions, make sure to ask me down in the comments, and I'll be sure to help you if I can. If you guys want to stay up to date with Rust content, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, and I'll catch you all later. Deuces.